Feel hungrier than usual. Didn't sleep. Start realizing like I already knew I need to change certain things in my life, but keep repeating the same shit. I feel like what fruitarian does is just clears your vision and how something that it seems is okay, is good, is really a prison, and it clears your vision. what's up? place where I live, I always find a lot of beefs and bullshit. And this is what makes me feel strong to endure life. It's the push-ups, the pull-ups, the dips. If I don't train, I feel weak. My body getting volume. I feel in the pub, my body growing like a balloon. Makes me feel strong. Makes me feel like I can fight whoever. It's funny how I was reading the Bible and there's one part that a guy is like violent with a woman, like in intimacy, and he get killed. From what I remember when I read, it was like they chopped his head off, right? That's what I remember. But reading again, it literally just say that they kill him. They didn't even specify how. Of course, it was knives, and at times there was no guns. But you know, I created a whole movie in my head, and none of that shit was really what happened for sure. You know, they don't specify. I just created that in my head. Yeah. And I was reading to the part of like Jesus, and like it really doesn't seem like he was a human, because the way he speaks and what he says is so like, it doesn't seem human. It doesn't seem like human traits, human temptations and shit. You from India? Shout out, bro. I appreciate it. Thing that I like is always feeling the pump. That's what I desire, like feeling the pump. If I'm not feeling the pump, something's wrong. Sometimes it's too cold, and when it's too cold, you might not feel it. And sometimes you even overdo it, and then the next day you're gonna feel like the body is super sore because you were trying to feel that pump on that cold, so you overdid it just to feel it. And I think that's a positive too. to working out there, I realize how we don't breathe fully until we start working out. It's when you feel really your breath growing more intense and your lungs being utilized by it. Funny here in this place, a lot of tourists come, and sometimes there's people from other country who look like they're from the year 50 or something. You know how they dress and shit. So it's just different cultures and how different cultures develop in their own countries. You know what I mean? Everything else, when you do the chin-ups, always makes it way more heavy. And this is always what happens. I pull up, I have literally one sweater, another one sport one, and a big the coat. And I come and that's the weather that I feel. But pulling up all these reps makes me feel hot, and like I'm pretty hot right now. You know what I mean? And that's how you hit your body and stay truly vital. It never fails. Once you go to failure, you always receive that pump. Sometimes it's that one more rep or that twice more rep, and you get there, and it's so explosive. It has nothing to do with stopping below that. You know what I mean? my hair activation when I'm doing this cardio plus reps, you know. When I'm moving the legs, jumping, I feel it more. When I did 2 months of fruitarian, I grew a lot of my hair back, but I don't remember certain symptoms, like a lot of itchiness. And gas and shit. It's weird. Me personally, this exercise I'm gonna do is the one that is harder doing the push-ups. Check it out. I feel there's where I build more tension. Then I have more pressure if my legs be torn to my side. Should be hard. I like to leave all my body go down, and that way I'm working on my ligaments around this part. That's how you don't tore your ligaments here. If you see, I don't stretch much, but this exercise I'm doing is a stretch by itself, because I'm letting gravity pull me all the way down, and then I go. Okay, so I go from ground zero. I'm not lifting sooner. That's gonna be easier. Think about if you're doing the bench press, it's harder if you start right here, or if you start right here. It's way harder if you start right here. So when you start from the get-go, from the baseline, you're not playing with impulsivity. You see the weather here, you never know. I pull up, was sunny, no clouds and none of that shit. Now it's clouds all over. In the same day, it runs and goes. A storm, and hours later, it's super sunny. It be like that in here. That's why I say it's that island on One Piece that it has all the weathers. You know, it's always changing, you never know. Because it's how it feels like. And that's also why I say it's Abusa Village, because a lot of times it's a bunch of haze. You can see nothing in front of you. It's good to have it's great to be in a country that is always good weather, but then when you're in a country that is not always good weather, you are training in harsher conditions. You build more. Because it's not, the body is going through harder conditions, you put yourself to harder conditions. As I just said, for you to feel a pump when it's cold, you have to go way harder than feel a pump when it's hot. That should tell you something. And always climb all the way through. This last stretch is going to give you way more pump and fiber and build. You know, I know a lot of people who vow for shorties. Me personally, I never did it, and I like to do a full extended because I feel that last stretch that you go is where I feel I hit more, and I feel the most burn and the most pumped. So it's nothing wrong, and you do however you like it, but if you want to follow me personally, I don't vow for shorties. I believe a full range of motion is where you put the whole muscle into the whole capacity. But again, I never was raised on shorties too, so it's never my thing. And that's how I see it. That full maximized stretch is what builds me more. You know, me. I never like shorties, to be completely honest. But that's how I like. That's how I feel. There's other people who vote for that shit. I always vow for training for enjoyment. So wherever you feel the best pump, the best hype, do you, do you? You know what I mean? I know that in the past when I was younger, I was doing a certain train, and then I hear to other people who didn't even get my results, and I just worsened the situation and I started not enjoying the work. So whatever you like, do you. I'll give my advice for what I built, and I'll be always raw and completely honest with you. I'm not gonna say, oh, do these, and then I don't do, and I didn't build through that. No, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did, always, and be completely honest, you know, always. Also like to do certain exercises that are hard, that you don't have to do every day, but go doing so you don't lose that capability, you know. I still remember that, like, when I was a kid, I used to watch like gymnastics, Olympic gymnastics, and bros that was like on the circles, they had huge arms, and I was like, I want to have huge arms like them. And then I saw, like, was weeks or months ago, I saw them again, and I was like, damn, I have bigger arms than them, but not just the arms. They had the huge arms, but I had bigger, plus way bigger chest, way bigger back, way bigger shoulders. So, as I always tell you guys, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Because results doesn't pop up in a week, or in a month, or even in 2-3 months. You will see results, but not the results that you aim. Like, the type of results that you really want to be, bigger and better than others, That shit comes through to every year of you checking yourself and going hard every day or every week, you know? Keep going hard. I literally have videos of me, and that's the good part of being an influencer. I have videos of me, how I was last year, how I was 2 years before that. And I remember 2 years before that, I used to think I'm pretty big, and I wasn't. And then a year before, I was very shredded, and I felt like, yo, you know, I'm so shredded, I have a great body. And then I look up to me now, it's like, I really built that Hulk physique. That I look like, genuinely, maybe five times bigger. And that just shows that as you keep going harder, you're gonna challenge yourself to even go harder and harder and harder. And sometimes you meet people who makes you go harder. Starting right now, a big reason why I became so big was from me, but was for following another person programs. Like, I had somebody who like mentored me when I was 24, 25. This year and last year, like between the last December, January, I did a new cycle, like a new cycle of training. I don't do none of that goofy shit. Whatever, whoever do whatever, but you're killing yourself. But yeah, like I did a new type of training that I follow along because I was kicking with this person, and it made me way stronger. And now my workouts is even harder because I went through such a hardship on that trains. You know what I mean? So the harder you go, the harder you're gonna become, and you never know until where you reach, bro. You never know. My goal, I stated, is be the biggest of the biggest, you know, in the calisthenics field. Because there are certain physiques. I was just watch like 300, the movie 300, the shorts, a pair of shorts, right? And their bodies is like mine. It's like as athletic. It's like calisthenics, you know. A gym body, it might look good, and it does look good, and I had it myself. But for fighting, survival, and running, and jumping, and climbing, it's not optimal, you know. So it makes sense that they made them look like more athletic than just lifting weights. And lifting weights is cool, bro. I'm not against it. I did it myself many times. I might even one day go back. But I'm just saying, like, an athletic physique is a physique that you can climb, you can run, you can jump, you can do all type of shit. And you have to think they had to walk for miles and miles every day and still fight. And probably wasn't eating much or drinking much, you know? So that shows. Shout out to everybody who's in the gym getting bigger, but I believe a true warrior have this fighting and like resilience to push each other and pull each other over and over. I believe if you were to went to war and they pull up, they gave us spears, right? They gave us spears and swords and shields. And everybody's in training. It's like one part gym guys, the other part calisthenics. I think we will slaughter your asses, bro. I think we will slaughter your asses. Because y'all don't have cardio, you're slow in the movement because you have to lift super heavy, so the muscle is used to going slow. I think we will dump your asses, bro. Just saying. And I have a lot of people that I fuck with here on YouTube. They are gym goers, bro. Shout out to y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just giving my honest opinion about this shit. For survival, for war, I think calisthenics is way more because we jump places and all that shit is different, you know. But I don't deny that a big person who knows to throw a punch can beat the shit out of somebody who's a fighter if he's way bigger than him, you know. It's all about, do you have it? Do you have it in you? Or it just looks? When I was young, I remember seeing Archer, and he was doing, I don't even remember what it was like muscle ups or hanging, like being like I was right now. It's like, damn, that's so cool, that's so cool, you know. And now I can do that shit. I'm like the superheroes that I watch in real life. I became too effort. That's it, guys. 1 hour. I think I did a great pace because like I could do more, but I have a great pump right now, and yeah, I feel like I'm good. I enjoy this shit for real. I came here bum out, hadn't slept, wake up 2 in the morning something, hadn't slept much. But had a great workout. I appreciate y'all, all y'all showing support. Didn't respond a lot because I get tired of like people repeating shit and saying dumb shit I already responded. But thanks all y'all who watch this shit, show support, and left a like or become part of this community, you know what I mean? Let's go. Big body, big gains. Come on. That Persian shit, 300, they got defeated by the Persians, but you know, they didn't fight me. I would defeat Goliath. Not with a stick, with the sword. I was like, Sash! They couldn't even see that shit. So fast I was gonna be. Slice his head up. Hey man, I should be there. I should be at that times. It will be way more glorious. Come on. Let's go. See ya.